Alright. What's up, people of the world? It's me again, Alex Swimmer, aka AP3 Jumped, and today, I'm doing a belated review, again, I'll talk about that at the end of the video, for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Today I'm reviewing the Season 9 episode 10, I believe it's episode 10 for Season 9, entitled Sweet and Smokey. Now, this is an interesting episode. It's got a lot going for it. It stars Spike the Dragon, Smolder the Dragon, and Fluttershy, who acts as a supporting character. Now, these three wind up going to the Dragonlands, which is a location we haven't seen since Gauntlet of Fire in Season 6. And this is the most dragon-centric episode that's happened since Gauntlet of Fire, and that was the most dragon-centric episode of all time because there was a whole lot going on in that. And like I said, that was back in Season 6, and Ember makes a reappearance, and as well as some other characters, so yeah, can't believe it's been that long. Season 6 was that long ago. Man, how time flies. Anyway, why do these three have to go to the Dragonlands? Well, Smolder wants to, visit her brother who misses her, and because Smolder had mentioned her brother in the previous season, which I wasn't sure if we'd ever get to meet her brother, and here's the kicker. Here's something I personally did not expect. Because the other dragon characters that return are Garble and his friends. Garble was introduced way back in Season 2 as an antagonist for Spike, and he finally made his reappearance in Gauntlet of Fire, and then he reappeared again in this episode. Now, as I saw him appear in the episode, it was at that moment I'm like, wait, is this what I think it is? And, turns out Smolder's brother is a character we've known for a very long time. It happens to be Garble himself. Again, I personally did not expect that. And, some other people did, but oh shit, it's about to rain outside. But yeah, that was a neat little twist for me and other people, I'm sure, and because they're like two completely different sides. And so yeah, pretty much every dragon character, almost every dragon character that's ever been seen, reappears in this episode, which is honestly really neat. We got Spike the Dragon himself. We got Smolder. We got a Garble and his gang of friends. We got Ember the Dragon, and yeah, it's really awesome to see. And that's the really cool part about the episode. So there's actually a secondary plot, which I'll get to in a sec. But circling back to the main one, where if this review seems so disorganized, I completely apologize. But Spike's goal is to try to cheer up Garble, and that's become increasingly difficult because at one point Spike was like, "I'm the bigger dragon. I'm the bigger dragon. I'm the bigger dragon." that was really funny, and Spike tries his best, and turns out Garble does have a soft side, and according to Smolder, he's a real softie, which prior to the reveal, that's what Smolder said. And so yeah, that's my AC. There's literally nothing I can do about that, so I apologize for that. Unless I have a soundproof room, which I would love to get a soundproof room to record in my closet. Soundproof my closet maybe, but anyway. The secondary plot actually involves a bunch of baby dragons who are still in their eggs, and they're there's a problem with them trying to be hatched, and their empresses are shaking constantly, and we see them shake. Turns out they're not shaking because they're scared; they're shaking because they're cold. And why they're cold is very interesting now. So it turns out that some Garble and his dragon friends and all the other dragons too are sort of like I guess stealing lava from the pool or volcano or whatever. Not stealing it, but rather draining the lava in order to have their own like lava hot tubs or whatnot, and it's emphasis on hot. So yeah, the way they solve that at the end is very interesting. So there's also thunder outside. Circling back to Garble, Spike talks with Fluttershy and Smolder about this, and we get some really cool and one-on-one moments with Spike and Fluttershy, but there's not enough of that for me. We've had little sprinkles of those two interacting together one-on-one, but I wanted to see more of that. The last time we saw that was in the 200th episode. So I wish there was more of that in here. But I felt I could get a little bit more interactions between Spike and and Smolder, which I really appreciate seeing these pairings, even if there's not enough of it. But I feel like in the past and even in this episode, there's been plenty of Spike and Smolder interactions, which I really enjoy those, and because Smolder was sort of educating Spike on dragon culture a little bit in the past, but in this episode she's defending Spike against her own brother, who found out that Spike has always been tormented by Garble, and yeah, she's pissed about that. And I don't know why I'm hearing noises outside my apartment. That's the benefit of living in an apartment, hearing indistinct fucking noises outside my door and windows and everything else. That's why I'm getting so damn distracted. And so, come to find out, one of the softer sides of Garble that we see is turns out Garble is actually a poet. Like he plays the bongos, and he wears this like really neat little outfit, and that was honestly really cool. Seeing Garble playing the bongos, one of my favorite instruments, by the way, and he's singing some really rather outlandish lyrics. Well, not singing, but he's speaking outlandish lyrics, and that's really neat. And honestly, I never liked Garble at first, but in this episode I enjoyed seeing him turn a new leaf. Even if it happened too soon, I'll get to that later. So, back to the eggs. The only way to get them to hatch is to obviously make them warm, like I implied earlier. But the only way to get them warm is for the other dragons to spew fire on them. And what we found out earlier is what was interesting foreshadowing is that dragons' flames get hotter and hotter the harder they laugh, which makes sense. I guess it's kind of random, but I guess it's logical for a dragon. And it's at that point where sort of like the climax of the episode, Garble turns a new leaf and decides to help Spike and the rest of the dragons, and be a poet, do his little bongo bit, because the reason why he was a bully, and I've seen this in media all the time, countless times. You've seen this in media countless times. The birds outside my freaking window amidst the storm have seen this in media a bunch of times. Whether it be movies, TV, or hell, even video games. But Garble was actually, being peer pressured. Well, he was trying to avoid peer pressure. The reason he was bullying Spike, you can see where I'm going with this, is because of the fact that he himself did not want to be bullied by his peers. And yeah, we've seen this a billion times before. But is it a big deal? Not really. I guess. I don't know. But I feel like other people have said this, but now, while I liked seeing a new reformed Garble, other people say it happened a little too fast, and I suppose it did. I guess in hindsight, there's no middle transition. I like the end result. It's just that there's not too much build up leading up to Garble changing his ways and not being a bully to Spike anymore, and not being a bully in general. So he decides to take in the shame, I guess, and play bongos for everyone and have everyone mock him for that, and all the other dragons are laughing at him, and just laughing in general because, like I said earlier, the harder a dragon laughs, the hotter their flames get. And then the dragon eggs hatch from the hottest flames that the dragon that dragon can produce, and that was an interesting conclusion. And I feel like the ending happened like sort of too fast. It sort of happened in like a snap. It's just one of those endings where that just happens very abruptly, and I'm like, that's it. This is the ending. It's like, I hate super abrupt endings like that don't end like completely properly. So this episode, it was alright. I mean, like I said, it had a lot going for it, and it was fun to watch for the most part. And I liked seeing all of the character interactions, and I feel like there's something I'm saving for the end, but I'm forgetting. Well, seeing all the interactions are very hilarious. Seeing Fluttershy playing the bongos, that's hilarious. I'm surprised she didn't wear an outfit herself, but I agree with Dr. Wolf in saying that I'm sure there's been fan art made of her by this point of her wearing the same outfit Garble did. And yeah, I like seeing Garble change his ways, but I kind of agree that that sort of happened too abruptly. Like, there wasn't a smooth transition with him being a bully and him not being a bully. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the end result is the end result is I'm glad it happened, but it's just, I don't know, just this episode is sort of a weird mixed bag. It's a dragon-centric episode. I love that's an episode starring my second favorite Young Six, Smolder. And yeah, I think I've made my point. And that's it. I have really nothing else to say. Other than that, if you like this video, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and ring the bell to be notified of future videos I make. And I have to start practicing a new outro to incorporate that, because likes actually, get your video. There's a much higher chance of your video getting seen if there are more likes on your video. Rich Alvarez taught me that. He's the one who explained that to me in his most recent live stream that I watched like yesterday. And yeah, if you liked the episode, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And I don't know, what did you like about it? What did you dislike about it? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And I'm very sorry for having these video reviews be so damn delayed. I'm so sorry. I have been very busy this month with real life shit. So I apologize if these videos are later than they need to be, but like I always say, better late than never. So the very last review I have to do for the month, it might have to be delayed till tomorrow. It might have to wait till tomorrow, on the 1st. But after this is the last review I have to catch up on is my review for Avengers Endgame. It will be a co-review with my mom because she's watched so many behind-the-scenes videos for the movie, even way more than I have. So she's going to have a lot more insight on the movie than I will. So that's why I want to do a co-review. It'll be my first co-review. So yeah, look forward to that. And look forward to the rain and thunder at the end of the video. But anyway, I'm Alex Swimmer, aka AP3Jumped. Thank you so much for watching until the end. That is it for me, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.